Welcome to O Talkin' with Dave. Put your hands together for the pastor of positivity whose glass is always at least half full. Here's Dave.
Hey, how we doing out there? Top shelf, I hope. It's a new year. I'm excited about the new year. Last year was a dumpster fire. However, that was last year, man. We're starting this year out with a bang. Got a bunch of new O-Talks going to be hitting the road soon. My calendar's on the website. I've just signed appearances in Seattle and Portland and Boise. Boise. They're going to say Boise Southern. Yeah, whatever. But this year, I'm excited about it, and I don't really have a lot of New Year's resolutions. Every year starts with hope and ambition, and at least one thing that will set a resolution, and it'll last till hopefully February. So I'm not doing that. They fail because they're never really chose around long-term or big stuff for the most part. It's going to be, I'm going to start running. I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to cut out gluten, something like that. So what I'm going to talk about today is not a resolution list. It's a life list. These are, I'm going to lay out 10 things spread out between home, work, and play like I usually do, because every one of these things is important and it helps the whole system improve. Instead of putting all my eggs in one basket, and the whole system is rattled if it doesn't work out. And this list could start at any time, in any year. And hey, I like to weave things through that overlap a little and include discipline and definitely include laughter. Laughter is not a garnish. It's on my table. It's not landscaping. It is a load-bearing wall for me. So I'm not going to force positivity, and it's just going to be there. It's going to be built in. I'm not going to deny denial. I'm going to approach it and face it, punch it in the chops, and then adjust accordingly. But see, the thing about it is, laughter has to weave in and out. Real laughter that reminds me, all right, it's not that serious. And I'm not talking about serious things. I'm even talking about during serious things. You can still have laughter. So we're going to weave that in everything. And so to me, it's important to have a to-do list. I get my to-do lists done. A to-do list is something that, for a lot of people, it's, okay, what I don't finish today, I'll get to tomorrow. And what I don't finish tomorrow, I'll just... Yeah, my friend Mac and I wrote a song, List of Things to Do Today. And one of the lines is, it looks about the same as the list from yesterday. That's not what we're doing. We're going to accomplish these things one way or another at some time, but making that list is important. So I'm going to tell you mine. Hopefully at the end, you can email me yours. We can compare. But why it matters, why this matters, is people who write down their goals are between, depending on the study, between 30 and 40% more likely to achieve them. It's almost like a grocery list. You go to the grocery store. If you don't write stuff down, chances, first of all, you're going to get a lot more than is on that list. But if you don't make that list, you're going to forget something. So that's another reason. They're more likely to accomplish them because they're front of mind. And people who review them regularly, they even have a higher close rate. We'll talk about that a little bit. But see, here's the part that nobody talks about. Chronic stress, it lowers your focus. It harms your memory. It even affects your immune system. And of course, creativity, because everything else is down on it. So that's why laughter is so important. Laughter does the opposite. It lowers cortisol, it boosts dopamine, it strengthens relationships, and it improves resilience, toughness. We talk about that a lot. In plain English, people who laugh more recover faster because you're going to have some losses in some way. So you recover faster. And that's important. So this year is not about grinding harder. It's about living better on purpose and intentionally. And that's what we're going to focus. So 10 things I'd like to accomplish this year. I'll even say I will accomplish this year. It's not an all or nothing. It's a part of these. When I start talking about them, you'll see it's words like better or something lighter or improve. That's the kind of thing. So it's not all or nothing. And I'm going to be able to look back and say, yeah, I'm doing that better. And if I review this regularly, I know it will be a reminder that I want to do these things. So let's start at home. How about that? Can we start at home? At home, I'm going to create one space that feels lighter. We're not looking for perfection. We're not looking to stage something so that we can accomplish this goal, but a place where I can just be there and calm shows up. And chaos hardly ever does, but the calm outweighs the chaos. Now, I've got a couple of spaces like that already. Okay? Okay? Is that did you get that? Not okay, but okay. But these places, sometimes I let the chaos in. Sometimes I will have a conversation, work conversation in my place that I go to make things lighter, to think, to be quiet. Okay, that's going to be something I do. Those places, I may find a new place. I may find a place away from home. However, in those places that is you can call it a safe space, a quiet zone, whatever you want to call it. I'm not going to conduct business or chaos in those spaces. My commitment to me and my space. I've got a dragon in the backyard now. I'll post the dragon. It's fantastic. Those of you who are following me, you've seen him. And his name is Don. I'm getting a lot of feedback that Don is not a dragon name. I beg to differ. Don is my dragon. And I think it's a great name. So my safe space may be under Dawn, where I can create a little lighter. I have someone watching over me, my own personal dragon. Pretty excited about it. So that's it. I'm going to create a space that feels lighter at home. Number 2, I'm going to improve my health in a way that I can keep or I can sustain. Because that consistency, that beats the heroics of, I'm going to lose 20 pounds this year. And, I lost 20 pounds by March. Oh, great. Now it's December and I'm up 50 pounds. What? Yeah, no. A regimen of walking or sleeping or eating like a sane adult most days. But I'm going to set the parameters around that. The exercise, some exercise every day. It may be 10,000 steps or 5,000 steps and some light weights or whatever. And maybe we'll set something up where I'm going to cut back on my carbs and maybe weekends are free. Something like that. I've thought about different things. I don't think yoga's my thing. I'm not very bendy. Yogurt, I like yogurt though. I like that peach yogurt. But anyway, I'm thinking about taking a class or maybe even getting a trainer that I see once a month. Something like that. Something that I can sustain or keep up with. And instead of a weight, let's go with a range. I can keep that up. I can do something there. I can lose weight. I think the scope should be my health, though. I want to live a while. I've got it. I've got things going on that I want to sustain. So that's number 2. Improve my health in a way I can keep up a better routine. And then the third one and final one that I'm going to pick for home is going to be strengthen one relationship through presence. And of course, I'm going to put humor in there. If they can't take a joke, then we can't be friends. We'll never be as close as we could be. Because that shared laughter builds trust faster than any small talk or routine conversation ever will. I've got some ideas on spreading more humor. And it's not only me being funnier, me laughing at things that are funny. My Uber driver, he and I spontaneously went to open mic night at a club here in Vegas. That was a great night. I can't tell that story without laughing. And most of the time when I tell the story, it brings laughter. So I'm also going to laugh at other people's stories when I find them funny. That is a gift. And so that's it for home. One space that feels lighter, improve my health in a way that's sustainable, and strengthen at least one relationship through my presence in the presence of humor. Pretty specific, really, yet general and attainable. All right, you get the idea now. So be thinking, what do you want to do at home? Jot it down, email me. I'll tie it together at the end. But now let's talk about work. Now, I get this feedback a lot. There are people who are younger and definitely in college who listen. There are people that are retired. There are people who really don't have a job. So they will say, David, I don't have work. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. If you're in college, school is your work. Maybe you have a part-time job. If you're retired, I know you have projects that you're working on. If you're volunteering, okay, that's your work. So it's simply managing your world outside of your family and your hobbies or interests. Whatever you're doing there, that can be classified as your work. So this does pertain. Stop with the back talk. So at work, one thing I'm going to do, I'm going to get better at one skill that reduces friction. Okay? Now, I'll explain. It can be communication, how I communicate with people. Maybe if I can look at when do I usually have some sort of friction and what in my communication can I improve to keep that? How much of that is on me and how much is not? Either way, what can I do? Or maybe I need to be more organized so that the flow makes sense. I may have to ask somebody to help me with that. Maybe I want to learn a new program or get better at, my goodness, I use Excel almost every day, although there's a lot it does that I don't know how to do. Or maybe it's apps on my phone that will help me communicate better because those skills will cause less friction. Maybe I need to calm down a little bit when I have to wait at work because I don't wait. I got sources if you need them. But see, less friction. Why do you want to reduce the friction, Dave? Less friction, you get more done, but it also means more energy. You don't pause. You don't have to stop or pause or slow down. Keeps things going. More energy, more productivity. So that's why I want to get better at one skill. I plan to get better at more than one, but I'm going to pick one and work on it. And I will report back. So that's one for work. The second one, eliminate one daily stressor. Now, stress, I know sometimes stress is a motivator. Yeah, a stressor or something that causes worry or something like that. Eliminate one. It can be one habit. It can a bad habit or an annoying habit. That something that I do or maybe somebody else does it that I can eliminate that cuts down on that daily stressor. Maybe it's a process. Maybe I need to change the order of something that I do and do something later or something earlier that will help make that stressor not so stressful. Or maybe I just need to say no to something. I remember one time I was controlling 3 different regions and on 7 different cross-functional teams. And every day I'd look at my calendar at all the calls and the follow-up calls and the pre-calls and the during calls and the house calls. Give me a break. And so I had to cut back. Maybe that's what I need to do. I need to say no to one thing that I've been saying yes to, which we know will help. But see, anything that drains me, that stresses me out. Because I don't like to be that way. I don't like to be drained. So I'm gonna find one daily stressor that I can eliminate. Bada bing. And then the last thing, I'm gonna finish something that I keep starting. Meaning, take it across the finish line. To finish something, it's a great feeling and it restores confidence. Things that aren't finished, They steal your joy. You may be making real progress on something, but I got 5 things that are almost finished, but none of them are. And so I'll take inventory. Where am I on these projects, on these deliverables, on these things that are in process, and maybe I'm ahead of schedule. Maybe I am on schedule. Maybe I'm behind. But I'm going to finish something before I start something else. That will give me that sense of, yeah, man, there you go. And you watch, I'll finish the other stuff quicker too. So all of these things for work, get better at one skill that reduces friction, eliminate one daily stressor, and then finish something that I started. Complete it. Work. Work is so important. Now the last one I've got more on this one because most people, they put it last. I started to put it first, but I didn't think I would get your attention. So the last one is play. Play. I'm going to play more in 2026. And I know some of you are thinking, Dave, I've seen your pictures, dude. You play plenty. Shut up. I'm going to play more in 2026. And here's how I'm going to do it. I'm going to schedule fun like it matters. Fun. It matters. You know what? It does matter. Laughter is going to be in there. And laughter is going to be at home and work too. But laughter isn't a reward for productivity. It's fuel for it. It's absolutely fuel for it. And it's people, I've been accused at times, and I've worked myself through it because I've always been a top producer. But people saying, get serious. You need to get serious. And then some people, when I have such a good time and laugh, when I say something serious with my tree look, they think it may be a joke, but I may not take it seriously. So I'm going to make sure that I lace my productivity with laughter and plan fun at home. Some people, you hear about comedians, and I am no comedian, please, but they're at home, they're quiet, or they're not like they are on stage. In 2026, if you're around me and I'm playing and doing something that I planned for fun because it matters, if you're not having a good time, then you're going to be miserable. You need to go somewhere else. You need to go follow behind the other filthy animals out there because we're going to have a good time. We're going to laugh. And if you don't, we're going to laugh at you because we are going to have some fun. Also, I'm going to put myself in situations where fun or laughter is likely. Now you're saying, David, you said you're going to plan fun. That's the same thing. No, I'm going to be around people who want to laugh or want to be positive, or maybe they laugh easier. They like music. They like comedians. They like to go to live comedy. They like to play games. Play creates permission. And if you're doing something labeled play or fun, that gives you permission to have it and not be so serious. It gives you permission to exhale and, oh man, and just the countenance on people's faces. It's important. So I'm going to plan to have fun, but I'm also going to put myself in situations where laughter is likely. All these, my son and I, we go to metal shows. Ooh, death metal. That doesn't seem a place where laughter is likely. That's because you hadn't been there. You want joy. You look at a bunch of tattooed, pierced, black shirt, black boot wearing people who've been looking forward to this festival for a year. Laughter is prevalent. You couldn't sandblast the grin off of our faces. And of course, I've said that's live music, but also we all have something in common, and it's fantastic. I'm putting myself in those situations. Already got some scheduled. Giddy up. And then I'm gonna laugh at myself more often. And I don't mean, oh, that was so funny. No, I am a wealth of self-deprecating humor. Oh, look at me, man. And I'm not going to I'll still do some of the token stuff I've always done, but I do some stupid stuff. My goodness. I did stuff just the other day that I can't believe I really did. And I'll share it at some point. But it's like, well, what are you thinking, man? And it's funny. So I'm going to do that. Taking yourself too seriously, first of all, stop, because nobody else is. And if you think that is getting you to a place, it's exhausting. It's tiring you out. And come on, we can have fun. In my circle of friends, if somebody's not hacking on you, something's wrong. Oh, who died? Who's dying? What's happening here? So I'm going to laugh at myself more. And laughter is so important. And then the thing is, it's really not one of the three categories, but I'm still going to put it in the last one, in the play side of things. I'm going to end the year more proud than relieved. Let that one sink in. Relief means you survived. Proud means you lived intentionally and you accomplished. I'm going to look at this list, and I'm not going to look at it at the end of the year. I'm going to look at it throughout the year and see where I am. We'll do green, yellow, red. Green means, yeah, you're on track. Yellow means, well, you're starting to get there, but you're not there yet. And red means, dude, look at the list. What's wrong with you? And I'll be completely transparent with you. I was relieved that 2025 was over. And I don't usually do that because it's just a time. My life is not a series of years. It's an accumulation of days and weeks and months, and it's wonderful. It's mornings and afternoons. However, 2025 had a bunch of stuff in it that I'm glad I can put together. Like you're putting in a trash compactor. Remember those days? You just crushed it all together, and you can just drop it in the trash. I'm glad good things happen in 2025. The best things that happen are some of the lessons that I learned and things that were revealed to me that I did not know. And we're a week into 2026 at this point. I've already got some successes that I worked all last year for, but they didn't come in that year. So hard work is never wasted. There's always something, a humor underlying. But also, I'm going to finish 2026 absolutely proud of my accomplishments, of my friends, of how tight and rich my circle is, how much I've loved, how much I've lived, instead of being relieved. So that one excites me right now. However, the first 9 things are going to put that number 10 in there. So, I don't know what your list is. What do people actually want? There's all kinds of studies and surveys about what people want. And so I've accumulated that list as well. So that list real quickly, it's better health, less stress, okay, that's tied in there as well. Financial stability, we all need that, want that, strive for that. Meaningful relationships, there you go. Time freedom, meaning some free time. And when I say freedom, that means a lot more to me. Joy without chaos. Woo! Joy was enough, but without chaos, that's a two-edged nice fork there. They want more confidence. That makes me sad, but okay, good for putting it down. And there's a way to get that. And in a sense of progress. I love every one of those. I love every one of them. You know, when we deal with the getting to a good place process, the sources of most stress, worry, and distraction are health, finances, relationships, and vocation. It's not your money. It's not how much your job pays. It's a sense of belonging to something and a purpose, and my work is worthwhile. So that's built into these. But you notice what's not on the list? Nobody said, I want to worry more. Nobody said that. Yeah, I need more conflict. That's what I need this year. I'm going to find more You can. You absolutely can. But see, all that other stuff's not there. It's very positive what people want, and I like that. So how do you choose what you want? If you're going to pick your top 10, how do you choose? What should be some criteria? in my opinion, for choosing your top 10. I think it needs to improve your daily life, not just some impressive goal or monument constructed to your achievements. If it doesn't help Monday, it's not going to last. So something that helps daily, something you can implement into your routine or your day or your psyche or your whatever it is you're going to do. But if it doesn't improve your daily life, you're probably not going to hang in there as much. Secondly, I think it must be mostly under your control. Goals that rely on other people, I think they're mostly fantasies. Because it's not like there's people you can't rely on. It's just other people have their own world going on too. And sustainable, yeah, I know people who have had a workout partner for 10 years. Okay, that's great. However, that's not necessarily under your control. It's a good accountability. It's good to make you go. But I think there are some things, and it goes back to improving your daily life. What are some things you can do? Because if you and someone else accomplish something, or if something you do depends on someone else, that's not really yours. And it's still great, don't get me wrong, and have those. But for these purposes, your top 10, something that you can say, I did that, not we did that. Okay? So, need to improve daily life. It must be mostly under your control, and it needs to be clear enough that you can act on it. And by that, specific. A vague goal, you can't really measure it, and you're going to end up creating guilt. Clear goals create movement. Doing this, something I do daily, something I add. And you know how I like to join habits, meaning while I'm drinking my coffee, I'm going to do this. Or while I'm brushing my teeth, I'm going to do that. Or while I'm doing that, because I'm going to do those two things. While I'm eating bacon, I'm just going to be eating the bacon. Excuse me. But it needs to be clear enough and specific enough to where you can act on it. Action, movement. Then fourthly, it should energize you. You should be eager to do it, not intimidated by it. If the list feels too heavy, these are big things. You made it wrong. Because look back at my list. All that stuff it's almost an as-you-go mentality. I'm not going to get into the Hebrew and the Greek, but it's as I'm doing this, I'm going to add this. I'm going to streamline that. I'm going to tweak that. So it should energize you, not intimidate you. And then lastly, it must match the season of your life. Listen to it. I'm old enough now to where I can say I don't like that. It's got to match your chapter that you're in. And different chapters require different priorities. Like I know I haven't worked out vigorously in a while. So I'm not going to go out and say I'm going to do an hour in the gym 6 days a week and rest on Sunday. No, I will not go back Tuesday. Matter of fact, I only went 30 minutes Monday. Or I'm not going to join a tennis league at the same level I was in. No, it's later now. Not that I'm older. I'm in a different chapter. And so it needs to match that chapter of your life without shame. Don't beat yourself up. These goals, they don't have to be earth-shattering. You notice most of mine were, I'm going to change one thing. I'm going to streamline one thing this year. Oh, somebody, please help me. So that's all of this. I think that's 5 things that's good criteria for choosing your top 10. So again, improve daily life, mostly under your control, clear enough to act on it. It should energize you, not intimidate you, and it needs to match the chapter of your life, your age. Maybe you're going through some relationship problems. Maybe you need a relationship. Maybe you need to get some people out of your life, toxic people, and put new people in there. Maybe it's something else, but it needs to match that. Okay? So I usually do this, and I say so too much. Thanks for pointing that out, a couple of you. What if you don't make a list? What if you just hit it again this year like you did last year, a year where you were less productive or whatever? When you don't choose these things, you drift. Decide on something. Don't drift. Decide on something. It doesn't have to be 10. It can be 1. Or maybe it's 1 a quarter. I don't know. And also, you stay busy, but you don't feel productive. You feel stuck. Yeah, I'm falling back into this routine. It's because you didn't set a new one. I'm falling back into that. That's because you didn't have something instead of that. That when you want to do that, no, now I do this. You also absorb stress. You're going to do this anyway, but there's no release for it. And it piles up. And you know what happens. We covered that earlier. If you don't have a list, you don't have that list of things to celebrate. Yay, I won that. I did that. It's great. And if you don't get to all 10, hey, I got 7 out of 10. That is something to celebrate. Although you can get 10 out of 10 if you set them right. And you know what you do? And I've seen people do this. And I had a dear friend who reminded me of something. So what you do is if you don't have, you stop laughing and you don't notice it. That happened to me this year. And it was a wake-up call. So a life without intention, it doesn't become peaceful. No, and we need peace. No, it becomes noisy. And intention, that's the focus. That's the clarity. That's the direction. Yeah, it's something to do, but intention means I want to do it. I'm doing it on purpose. And it can be peaceful. Peaceful. Without it, you can have a lot of free time. You can have a lot of irons in the fire. You can be doing this, that, and the other thing. It's still noisy because it's not intentional. So let me hit a couple of things. The benefits of this top 10 list, especially including laughter. So it's the opposite of not having a list. You're going to have clarity. You're going to stop guessing what matters because you got your list. And you're going to decide these things matter. Others may too. And yeah, but you got clarity, which is so important because that clarity will increase your confidence. The clarity on what you need to do, and you do it. Now that small win, it compounds. All right, now I got these other things. Getting things across the finish line, completing them. Now I'm completing more. Boom, it's like popcorn in here. I love it. And that makes you tougher. It does. Toughness, laughter during a test makes you tougher. It does. It makes setbacks survivable. It does. And I can prove it. And also the connections you're going to have. You notice a lot of my stuff dealt with reducing friction or inserting different things that builds relationships. And the good thing about humor and being in a good mood and being positive, it strengthens your bonds instantly with people you don't even know. With a small sarcastic comment that's funny, it's not hurtful. You own the room, or you own a section of your room, or you own the people on either side of you. And by own, I mean you've created a bond. And then lastly, the perspective you gain from the top 10 list. You remember that life is, it's serious now. It is. It's not that serious. It's not that serious. You got different aspects. And that's why the top 10 should cover home, work, and play. So I talked a lot about laughter. And so I think we all could include laughter. And I'm not saying don't be serious when it's required, but also laughter is that shortest point between two people. It's a connection. We've talked about it. It knows no language. Some things are funny in any language. And I covered a whole O-Talk on that. But ways to invite laughter in 2026, notice it. It's already happening. Notice on a plane. Look around. See who's smiling and who's laughing and who's a kid laughing. That will induce laughter. A baby laughing? Are you kidding me? Yeah, and sometimes I tell the story of how I was laughing so hard in the office the other day. I was crying, and somebody came down to check on me, and I was literally crying from laughter. And, are you okay? Oh, yeah, I'm fine. I didn't tell her what I was doing. She said, okay, I'm going to close the door because we're getting some complaints. That is funny. I was laughing so hard. I was crying, and I was disturbing everybody else, but it was laughter. Did I feel bad or guilty? Heck no. So sometimes, yeah, scrolling does that. Sometimes you need to put down the phone and look at the 3D people. What are they laughing about? What are they enjoying? That might be tailor-made for you. So notice where laughter is already happening. Then participate. Don't just observe. Observe, but don't just observe. Join in. Join the joke. Tell your story. Ask a question about that, about the funny story. Join in. That's a great way to be part of the group that will create the next laugh. And I think we can create conditions for it. People, places, activities, they all matter. So pick them. Schedule that. That's part of my play thing. I'm going to put myself in situations where it happens and where people are already laughing or want to laugh or having a good time, and it's positive. And then again, the self-deprecation, that's in there, but also just laughing at imperfection, especially mine. But also that creates a freedom for other people to join in. Self-deprecating humor, and I think you can have too much of it, honestly, but that allows you to be joked around, which gives freedom to other people, and they will then let you in. I remember there was a time where I was managing a branch of people, and we had a dumbass of the month where you had to nominate yourself. And of course and we all voted who did the dumbest thing this month. It showed fallibility. It showed vulnerability. So laugh at imperfection. And then the thing is, protect it. By that I mean, don't apologize for your joy. Don't apologize for your laughter. You're not being irresponsible. It's necessary. And yeah, I had rather be considered the guy that should be serious more than the guy that's so serious. Guy's a stick in the mud, because a stick in the mud is not productive. Doesn't have as deep relationships as they could. I think I'm fairly funny. I think I'm fairly smart, but I'd rather be mediocre funny and mediocre smart than 100% one or the other. That's just me. So infuse laughter into your year. So to round it out, have a top 10 list. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to have a perfect plan. No, it's not going to be. And you may want to change it. That's fine. But have a plan. You need that direction. You don't need more pressure. Nobody needs more pressure. What you do need is more presence in your life, home, work, play. You need to be present. And if you got a plan, you can plan those times, that freedom, that joy, that accomplishment, that confidence. You can. So write the list, live the list, and laugh while you're doing it, because it's going to be hilarious. And when the year ends, this year ends, it's a week or two in. When this year ends, don't ask, did I get everything done? It's not about getting everything done. Ask, did I live well? Did I laugh often? And did I move forward with courage? Am I going to be more proud than relieved? That's a year worth repeating right there. I'm already excited. Thanks so much. Please tell me what you think about this. Tell me your list. Tell me about my list that may create some laughter. And even you, Randy, in Corbin, Kentucky, that should laugh more. Give me everything you got, buddy. So hit me up, David@otalks.com, Dave@otalks.com, or just go to otalks.com. There's a bunch of stuff there. Find you, tell you how to find me, and all the above. So I appreciate you so much. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for hanging on. But most of all, thanks for talking with Dave. Giddy up.